Hey everyone, Carlos here from ADifficultTruth. So last Sunday we had our first ever Twitch debut, Twitch live stream. I definitely had a lot of fun. I will be doing this every Sunday around noon Eastern time. So if you want to be a part of the show, you want to be a part of the discussion, make sure you follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ADifficultTruth. I'll leave the link in the description below, so you can go ahead and follow us there. We're going to be trying to do this every Sunday, 1-hour episode focusing on a main topic and go through some of the headlines of the week. Today's video, unfortunately, has to be about Senator Lindsey Graham. I mean, the guy couldn't run fast enough to Fox and Friends to defend his master, Donald Trump, from the obvious tweets that everybody's talking about, the obviously bigoted, xenophobic tweets that he put out last week in reference to the squad, telling them to go back to their country if they don't. And he doubled down, tripled down on this, and this honestly sounds like those bigoted people that you see on Facebook or YouTube, where they're at a restaurant and they hear a waiter speak Spanish, and then they turn around and tell the waiter to either speak English or go back to their country. That's the kind of behavior and language the President of the United States is using. So just FYI, remember, please go out and vote in 2020. But the most disturbing part is really that no Republican, not just a handful of them, have really disavowed these tweets. Most of them have just kind of stood in line with the president. Mitch McConnell being one of them. Keep in mind he is up for re-election in 2020. And of course, Trump's personal lapdog, Lindsey Graham. So let's go ahead and take a look at this clip from Fox and Friends.
Republican from South Carolina, the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Looked like a fun day.
It was a fun day, and Trump's the best golfer. You're the best golfer.
Isn't he just the cutest lapdog?
By far.
Senator, what did y'all talk about? I'm sure immigration came up.
Getting out of Afghanistan, staying in Afghanistan, talking about the broken border. President Trump's a lot of fun.
The president is a lot of fun, man. The guy who's being accused allegedly by over a dozen women for sexual assault, a lot of fun. The guy who's been recently shown in a video with Epstein, who is a serial rapist. The guy's a lot of fun. The guy who's implementing policies where they separate children and put people in concentration camps. What a fun guy.
A lot of fun. We disagree on foreign policy. David Perdue is the best golfer, second only to the president.
What a lapdog.
And I said, Mr. President, I just got back from the border. It's a mess. You got to do something about it. We're going to take my bill up. I went to the Rio Grande Valley. What did I see? I saw Border Patrol agents working their ass off and getting no credit back here at home. They're patriots.
Getting discredit.
Getting discredit, getting slandered, by the way.
Interesting. Getting slandered. Does he mean the secret Facebook page that ProPublica uncovered, where 9,500 agents, ex-CBP and current CBP agents, were exchanging racist, xenophobic, misogynistic memes and posts? That is slanderous.
I'm going to introduce a resolution honoring their service to our country, and I dare anybody to vote against it. I saw 52,000 people been released already this year because we don't have enough space to hold them. Saw children being well taken care of.
That's a lie. Every single other report indicates the exact opposite. I mean, the government was fighting against giving them toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, blankets. So that's a flat-out lie, Lindsey.
So 700 and something adult males who've been caught coming here illegally, who've been here before illegally, housed in pretty rough conditions because...
Pretty rough conditions? You mean packed like sardines with no food, no water, nowhere to sleep, really? Just on the floor? Is that what you mean?
We don't have bed spaces because Democrats won't give us the money.
Here's another lie. Jesus, this guy is on fire. Nancy Pelosi did cave and give, $4.6 billion? This is after she passed that bill in the House, so he's obviously lying. This happened, like a week, 2 weeks ago?
And we're not going to let them go. They'll stay in those cells for 400 days if it's up to me. We're not going to.
So he's cool with basically holding these people indefinitely in these concentration camps. Gotcha.
Let the guys go.
I don't get it. You've painted such a dire picture, and both sides see it as a dire picture, and yet it's up to Congress, and nothing's going to happen.
This is sick. You're putting children at risk. These journeys, only God knows what happens to them. But
you're putting children at risk, Lindsey. By my count, that's what, 6, 7 children dead in ICE custody?
Here's the law. If you can bring a kid with you from Central America, once you're captured and you turn yourself in, we can only hold a child for 20 days.
Doesn't it have to be your kid?
Well, in theory it should be, but 30% of the families are fraudulent families. The law is if you get here with a child and you claim to be a family unit, we let everybody go within 20 days. They'll come forever until we change that law if you ask for asylum.
Okay, so this is how disgusting this guy is and how disingenuous this guy is. I can't speak. He's talking about legal immigration. Seeking asylum is legal. So I thought the whole issue, the whole hoopla, the problem was with illegal immigration. He's talking about legal immigration. The reason why that is the way it is because in theory, in a perfect scenario, an asylum seeker would have a hearing and would be able to go through the process within those 21 days. They don't need to be held in these, prisons, concentration camps for longer than that. The whole point is to have them in front of a judge and either grant them asylum or not. But he's talking about legal immigration.
So here's the thing. You said that Dick Durbin is showing an openness to it. John Tester says that he's approached Mick Mulvaney about doing something. You've also talked to Nancy Pelosi. Not a matter of giving anybody a win. It's not comprehensive. 3 or 4 asylum changes could stop the flow.
90% of this would stop overnight if you required people to apply for asylum in their home country.
Well, that's not how asylum works. And again, this is legal immigration.
Mexico, and if you had more time than 20 days to process a claim with a minor child, 90% of it goes away and the pressure on the border stops. People have been captured from 60 countries, Syria, Iran, all over the Mideast. It would be so easy for a terrorist to go to Central America and get in this flow and come here and kill a bunch of us.
Okay, so here he's fear-mongering. He's saying that because there's an asylum loophole, which by the way is a legal form of immigration, that terrorists are going to seek asylum and then kill a bunch of us. See how disingenuous this guy is?
You had an editorial today in the Wall Street Journal.
Okay, he's talking about Iran, but here is exactly what I want to show you here about his response to Donald Trump's disgusting tweets.
Because you can buy the fuel.
I want to ask you a question about the election because there are a lot of polls that say if the election were tomorrow, the president wouldn't win. What does the president need to do to ensure a win?
Make sure it's not tomorrow. So no, he's going to win. If he'll just, Mr. President, you're going to win. Just knock it down a notch.
Yeah, could you not be, racist?
In what way?
Well, we all know that AOC and this crowd are a bunch of communists.
Okay. So here we have another lie. AOC, the squad, is not they're not communists. There's no communist member in Congress or in the Senate. This is just a Republican tactic, a conservative tactic to have boomers continue voting Republican. I mean, it used to be socialist. They called them socialists. But I guess they're upping up the ante.
They hate Israel. They
hate Israel? I'd like some receipts, please. That's another lie. Neither one of these women that he's referring to has stated that they hate Israel or any type of anti-Semitic trope.
Hate our own country.
Another lie. This guy's on fire. What has that been like, 6, 7 lies just in this segment? No, they don't hate America. They're probably more American than you.
They're calling the guards along our border, the Border Patrol agents, concentration camp guards.
Because they're concentration camps, Lindsey.
They accuse people who support Israel of doing it for the Benjamins.
He's referring to Ilhan Omar's critique of AIPAC, a lobby group, a foreign country's lobby group lobbying our government in their interest. There should be no foreign government attempting to influence our government. It doesn't matter what country it is.
They're anti-Semitic.
Again, because he has no other argument, he goes back to the same thing. None of these women are anti-Semitic.
They're anti-America. Don't get down. Aim higher. We don't need to know anything about them personally. Talk about their policies.
Senator, those tweets were negative?
That's where I want to get to. He asks him if he thinks those tweets are negative. This is Lindsey's response.
I think there are American citizens who are duly elected that are running on an agenda that is disgusting, that the American people will reject. Talk about what it means for America to have free health care for illegal immigrants and no criminalization of coming into the country.
Okay, so he's not disavowing Trump's reprehensible tweets. He is not even acknowledging the question at all. So this is across the board with most Republicans. I think only a handful have actually even disavowed Trump's tweets, but here he is defending his master like the good lapdog that he is. The only reason I'm singling out Lindsey Graham is because he's up for re-election in 2020, and he needs to go. If he's not going to stand up to bigotry, if he's not going to stand up to xenophobia, he needs to go. It's a bad look on South Carolina. It's a bad look on this country. The same goes for Mitch McConnell, who is also up for re-election and did not disavow Trump's tweets. So that is literally the only reason I'm singling this guy out, because almost the entire Republican Party is standing behind Trump. Only a handful, even in the House, voted to basically condemn Trump's words. So, I mean, if you're in South Carolina, you're definitely going to want to listen up. Please consider looking up Democratic candidate Jamie Harrison. I believe that's how you say his name. He's running against Lindsey Graham. It's an uphill battle. We need as much attention as possible on South Carolina. So make sure you get the word out and get this guy out of office, because this guy needs to go. I think that South Carolina deserves better. I think that this country deserves better. There's no room for aiding and abetting this kind of rhetoric. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring the little bell so that you get notifications when our videos go live for you. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ADifficultTruth. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ADifficultTruthOfficial. And you can listen to the podcast at soundcloud.com/ADifficultTruth. And now you can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ADifficultTruth. Come be part of the show. We'd love to have you there. I'll leave all the links in the description below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya!